the power. Oh, she was making it look like there was very few of you. Look at y'all, all these happy faces. I am so proud and happy to be here. I was just wondering, is there anyone who has been a Toastmaster for less than a year in the room? Anyone less than a year? Ooh, okay. Anyone less than 6 months? Oh, it's a race. Okay. I like it. I like it. How long have you been a Toastmaster?
About 2 months.
2 months.
6 months.
6 months?
Since March.
Oh, since March. I'm sorry, Marianne. You win! Yay! Marianne, I would like you to do an evaluation of my speech today. I know, I'm not kidding. She's like, are you kidding me? No, it's okay. It's right here, right there. It's nice there. I suggest that everybody who has the opportunity to please make your speaking occasions one of those things where you can use your manual. And so this is a great opportunity for me to learn and get feedback from someone, and for someone, Marianne, to have the experience of evaluating someone that they don't know, which is really exciting to do. It's always fun to have that evaluation and speaking opportunity around people you don't know. Let me tell you something. The reason I'm here is not to be evaluated, although I love that, but I'm here to let you know that each and every one of you has a power. You all have power. Yeah, pretty scary, yeah. What is it? It's not fame, it's not fortune, and it may be deceiving, but it's not good looks. What are you laughing at?
Really?
But what you have is the power to encourage. You have the power to be kind. You have the power to change people's lives. And being a Toastmaster, that's almost obvious. I mean, we're in these clubs around wonderful, fabulous people. We give encouraging evaluations. We're inviting people to this wonderfully positive experience. The environment in your clubs, I know, is a positive one, where people want to join. People come and visit, and they're hungry for what you have. But life is not a Toastmasters club, just in case you're not aware of that. When you're out in the real world, we do and ah at times. We do make mistakes. We say things maybe we wish we hadn't. And do we take that opportunity to go back and say, I'm really sorry. I said it, and I'm sorry it hurt you. Can I say it in a different way? And try to make amends. Because that person might have been someone very important to you, and you lost that opportunity. I'm sure that most of you grew up in fantastically functional families. And funny families, I guess. Is that why we're laughing? Yes. Where mommy and daddy were home, and daddy carried you up to bed on Christmas Eve with the neighbors singing Christmas carols at the bottom of the foyer. I actually worked with a gal that happened. I thought she was nuts. I said, what movie were you in? But the fact is that she did grow up like that, and I thought it was kind of weird. But my family was a bit on the dysfunctional side. Mother was a interesting person. I almost said whack job. Oh, we're among friends. Yes, my mom was a whack job. I'll just tell you right now. My mom and dad had my sister and I when they were much older. And while I was in my teens, my mom was in her late 50s. And gals, y'all know what that means. And guys who live with gals, y'all know what that means. We had screaming hormones coming in every direction. So Mom and I really didn't get along too well. as if teenage daughters and moms ever do. Unless those of you who were like best friends with your mom. Ooh, that's weird. But I'm sure you kind of liked it. So I grew up with a mom who was always disappointed in me. I was never smart enough. I certainly was never pretty enough. I never tried hard enough. I couldn't do anything. My older sister, straight A's. I could have gotten straight A's, I'm sure of it. But I was busy. There were bikes to ride, trees to climb, as Allison alluded to. There were other things to do than study. And once I got my car, every night I went to the library. And I studied very hard. It wasn't my fault that I had to drive down Van Nuys Boulevard and come back to make sure that I was going the right direction several times in an evening. And by the time I made it to the library, oh, it was closed. What to do? But I was a busy, busy girl. I had loads of friends. I was happy, I thought. But I realized something as I became older and slightly more mature. And I'll share something with you that is embarrassing and I'm certainly not proud of. And that is, I was a bully. I picked on kids. I don't like that about myself. It's not nice. You may not like me now, knowing that I was a bully. Back in those days, bullies got sent to the principal's office, and actually there was a paddle. I never met the paddle, luckily, but I certainly met the paddle when I got home. And I look back and I realize why I was a bully. And there's usually a reason why all of us do what we do. And it doesn't matter that if it's being a bully, if it's being the class clown, the wallflower. All those behaviors are not really bred in us. We don't pop out being a wallflower. We're affected by something. My something was I was abused, I was badly treated, I had vicious things said to me as a child. I was never good enough. I had things said, you'd have a pretty smile if you weren't so fat. Wow, Mom, love you too. Of course, I never said that because I didn't get it back then. It took me a long time to realize that the reason I was a bully was because I had power over those kids. That's right. I could make you feel bad. Because I felt bad a lot. And there was a kid that bullied me. Joanne Resnick. And I can see her face now. And if she walked in this door, oh, I'd punch her. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably sit down and say, hey, did you have a messed up kid life too? Yeah, let's talk. Oh, yours is worse than mine? Whew, man, I feel better now. But the fact is, I used my power in a very negative way. As I grew up, I transcended from being a bully to being a class clown, always funny, always doing something goofy, and hoping people would like me because of that. It often worked, but it was very surface. So being a class clown really doesn't work either. And for those of you who are class clowns for the wrong reason, you know it doesn't work. Be funny because you're sincerely funny and it's fun. Which I have found out now that I can be just as goofy as I can be and people do like me. It's okay. Yeah. But I want to say that is there a parent in this room? Anybody who's a parent? Anybody who's a parent? Yeah. Okay. Anybody who might ever be a parent in this room? There's a possibility, one small person in the back. I get it. But smile. And the manager actually called me one time and thanked me for that. Because most people use their name badges for something negative. How bad did Lyle do today? Well, Lyle did great when I was there. I have no idea about anybody else. But we don't know. I had no idea his son had special needs. I didn't know it for a year. And then one day when there wasn't a big line, we were chatting, and I found out. And I listened to Lyle. And every time I see him, I ask him, how's the family? How's your son? Your daughter? Is your wife still liking the job? Nobody else does that for him at that grocery store. He's just a clerk. But he's somebody's husband. He's somebody's dad. And he struggles, just like you and me. Is there someone that you can reach out to and be kind to? Each and every one of us has that power. Don't ignore the person on the corner. I know that when you see homeless people, are they really homeless? Is it a scam? And I'm not telling you what to do with your money. That's your gig. But smile at them. And if you are so inclined, say a prayer for them. Say something nice to them. You don't have to give them something. You might be able to say, I'd like you to have a good day. I can't give you money today, but have a great day. I keep talking to poor Marcia up here, as if she's a homeless person, or she's a clerk. And if you're homeless, you can come home with me, Marcia.
Thank you.
I'll take Marcia any day. She's okay.
You don't know me.
Let's talk. Let's talk. Oh, Marcia, we're in trouble. Let's talk afterwards. Okay. My point here is that everybody has a power to change someone's life. And the most important person that you can change is you. What do you say to yourself every day? Do you say, hey, it's going to be a great day? Do you look in the mirror in the morning and go, I like you. You are fabulous. Lots of people don't. Do you? One thing that I've learned to do is when I go to bed at night, I think about tomorrow. And I get it. Tomorrow's, not promised, blah, blah, blah. I read all the little posts on Facebook. Only today counts. I get it. But I think about tomorrow. And I think about the positive things I'm going to do. First thing I do is I think about where I'm going to take my walk. If the Wyoming winds are not blowing me over, I can go outside and I plan my walk. I know exactly the route I'm going to take. And sometimes I plan it longer than it was before. And when I get out there, it doesn't feel that long because I've already had it in my mind that that's where I'm going. And it's a positive, fun experience. If I can't go outside, I think about the elliptical. And it's a positive experience. It is. Sorry. And I think about my little workout tape tape. Ooh, how old am I? My DVD that I put into the player that I'm going to be using. The instructor does it on the DVD. She goes, I'm so glad you put your workout. If you can see, she's going, dang. Yeah, she's an old chick too. I like that. But I think positively. I'm going to make some phone calls. I'm going to make that contact. I'm going to prepare that speech. And then the next day when I get up, I'm ready. I'm positive. I know it's going to get done. But I also go to bed and I think about me. Yeah. My favorite subject too. I like talking about me. Oh, enough about me. Let's talk about you. What do you think about me? I know, that's terrible. But the point point is, every single night I go to bed and I think positive, affirming thoughts. Oh dear. Joyce Brothers would like this. Ooh, no one knows Joyce Brothers. Dr. Joyce. Come on, we're not that old. So when you go to bed, are you fretting? Are you worried? Are you disappointed? Are you thinking about all the things you didn't get done, that you failed at? Or your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, your boss, the teacher. Oh, that was crummy. Why didn't they take that trash out again? If you're thinking those things, what the heck, man? What are you going to wake up with? Trash. You're going to be full of trash in your head. How's that going to make your day go? It doesn't make it go very well. I know. I lived it. I lived it. I lived with a husband that beat the crumb out of me in the office, in front of people. Not one person called the police because they were afraid of losing their job. I understand that. It's fear. And I was halfway across the country. I had no friends, no family, and no money. But I had pride coming out of my ears. And I wouldn't call my friends or my family on the other side of the country to help me, because I was going to do it myself. I could take care of this. Thanks anyway. So no one knew. And every night when I went to bed with my did have two friends. I went to bed with my two friends, Smith and Wesson. And I lied there and I'd hold them and wait every single night. Fear is really not fun. And there's nothing funny about being that afraid. And I did tell two of the people that we worked together with at his company, I said, if he ever comes in and says that I left and I haven't called you, dredge the pond, because I'll be in it. Might have a 350 engine wrapped around my neck, but I'll be down at the pond. And I lived with that for 3 months because I was too doggone prideful to ask for help. Finally, I thought I had enough money stuffed aside from our grocery money. Who gives someone $400 cash for 2 people to eat every week? That guy was dumb. Well, he was.